All right, so do you need a real estate license in order to flip houses and buy rental properties, or just to be a real estate investor? No, you don't need a real estate license. I recommend that you do not waste your time trying to get a real estate license just to be a real estate investor. And the reason why you shouldn't waste your time getting your real estate license to be a real estate investor is because you will be doing just that. You will be wasting your time. What I mean is that you can still make a whole lot of money without having to be licensed as a realtor. Okay, I would actually argue that going through the process of getting your license as a real estate agent will lose you money because it is a process. It can be a long process. It can be drawn out. You have to take real estate courses. You have to pay a bunch of fees. You have to pass a course exam, and then after you pass the course exam, you got to study for the state exam, and then you have to pass that, and everything, all that costs money, and all that takes a lot of time. I believe it's around 45 to 60 hours that you have to spend on a course. And then after you've done all that, say you do pass, you still have continuing education that you have to take, right? You still have to pay dues. You still have these fees that you have to pay every year. In Florida, you have to pay dues every year. Every time you renew your license, you have to pay fees. It's just the process and the money that it takes to get your real estate license just doesn't justify having that when you don't need it at all. There are so many resources that are available to you that you can use as a real estate investor that real estate agents have. You might not be able to have access to the MLS, but you don't need the MLS. There are many other resources like PropStream that you can use. You can even just use Zillow. You can use Realtor.com. You can use Trulia to look at data, to see comps, to see how long a seller has owned a property, if they owe property taxes. There's just so many resources available to you as an investor that you don't need to get your license. So you can't use that as an excuse. Oh, I need my license so I can get access to the MLS. What do you need access to the MLS for? Well, I need access to the MLS to look at comps. You don't need access to the MLS to look at comps. Like I said, you can just go on Zillow to look at comps, right? Again, I would use resources available to you, free resources as a real estate investor. So I don't think that you should use that as an excuse, the MLS, to become a realtor. And like I said, the process of getting a license is just way too long. It's so unnecessary. If you are wanting to be a real estate agent, a traditional real estate agent where they show houses and drive buyers all over the city, list properties, then by all means, yes, that's when you get your real estate, license. But if you are solely an investor looking to flip houses, wholesale real estate, buy rental properties, a real estate investor, don't waste your time getting a real estate license. Now, me, in my specific situation, I actually went into it to become a traditional real estate agent. I thought I wanted to go and show houses to buyers, list properties on the MLS, just be that traditional real estate agent. But then I figured out that I actually enjoy being a real estate investor more. I learned that I can make way more money being a real estate investor. So I just happened to have my license at that time. And obviously it's worked out for me. Now, that being said, there are benefits to having a real estate license as a real estate investor. So the main benefit is that you are able to list your own properties for sale. If you are flipping houses and you have your real estate license and you're done with your project and it's ready to be sold, you do not have to give it to a realtor to list on the MLS for you. You have access to the MLS as a licensed real estate agent and you can list your own property. Now, contrary to that, there are resources to where you can actually list a property on the MLS yourself and not be a realtor. There are resources out there that gives you access as a seller, as a non-licensed real estate agent, to the MLS to list your property. So just go on Google and just do a little bit of research, and you'll find websites, legal websites that allow you to do this for a flat fee. All right, so they'll charge you probably somewhere around $500 or $600, depending on the company, um, that will allow you to list your property on the MLS. This is another reason why you don't need your own license. Okay, don't waste your time. I'm telling you, do not waste your time. However, that being said, that is one of the benefits. You can list your own property, and you save money in realtor commissions. You don't have to pay a realtor to list a property for you. Another benefit for having your real estate license as a real estate investor is that when you're on the purchase side, when you're buying the property from a realtor, you can actually gain a commission. Usually, what I do is that I put that commission towards the closing cost. It just helps me out so much more that way. But that's the benefit. You can definitely collect a commission for buying the property that a realtor has listed on the MLS for sale. So there are perks to having the license. But again, I want to reiterate, don't waste your time. Don't make it a priority to get your real estate license just to be a real estate investor. It's counterintuitive. Now, some things you want to look out for being a licensed realtor as an investor is the liability. All right. So uh, even if you are representing yourself in a transaction, the person that you are buying the property from, all right, if it's the seller or the seller's representative, they're still going to look at you as a realtor. All right, and it is what it is. You can be representing yourself. It doesn't matter. You one will have to disclose that you are a realtor to the seller or their representative, but they're still going to look at you as such. Realtors are, I don't want to say held to a higher standard, but they ethically, you just have to make sure you're doing the right thing, because even though you are representing yourself, you're buying your own property or selling your own property, your license still could be in jeopardy if you handle situations poorly. So just always keep an eye out for that. It's sort of a gray area. And again, this is why I recommend not getting your license. All right. So you don't want to go through all of that time, all of that effort, all that money that you paid in fees, application fees, dues, continuing education, just to get it ripped from you, for anything, because as a realtor, you are looked at with a tight scope. So that's another reason to not even worry about getting your license. And again, I will say, if you just happen to have your license, great. Your real estate license is a resource. So this is your sign to go out and, instead of getting your real estate license first and then becoming an investor, to go ahead and just become an investor. Go look for a deal. Go raise money. Go wholesale. Go find buyers. Don't make the real estate license a priority. Go be a real estate investor first. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.